In today's video, I'm going to be going over a security solution that you can use to protect your gear and your bass boat from being stolen while on the road. Stay tuned, it's coming up. Alrighty y'all, Lou here from Beyond the Bounds. This is a channel geared towards bass fishing and gear review. So if you like that sort of thing, click that subscribe button up top. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified when I release new videos. Today's video is going to be talking about a security solution that I learned from watching another channel, Bass Resource. You know, it's one that I've put into effect a few times now and kind of feel that I can make an educated opinion on this. So, you know, I wanted to bring this to you. So maybe you're about to travel for an upcoming fishing tournament, family vacation, whatever. You're going to take your boat and your thousands of dollars worth of gear somewhere. So I wanted to give you a review of this security solution to protect your boat. Now this is a baby monitor, and to some of us, our boats are definitely our babies. Not to mention, you've got $1,000 worth of electronics on here, thousands of dollars of tackle and gear. You know, you want your stuff to be protected. And there are some other security solutions out there, like Lock Our Bar, and then there's some boat alarms. But you know, I haven't purchased those yet. I probably will purchase those at a future time because there's some flaws and some drawbacks to using this system, and we're going to go over that. Let's talk about some of the pros though of utilizing a baby monitor to protect your boat and protect your baby. First and foremost, I mean, this is a pretty inexpensive security solution for your boat. Some of the cool things that you get with this security solution is you get video monitoring, you get night vision, you get sound. Other things that you get are, if the power's disconnected from this, it's going to alert back to the base station. Another thing that you can do through this system is you can actually talk from the controller to the camera.
Man, I don't know what you're doing, but you better get off my boat before you catch a bullet. You want to see what a 45 caliber feels like?
So that's pretty cool. If somebody's there at your boat trying to steal your stuff, you can tell them, hey, you best back off because I'm about to call the cops and I'm coming out. And now that I've used this a couple of times, I can definitely attest that it is a good system to have in addition to some of the other ones towards protecting your boat. You can also hear kind of what's going on around your boat. So, you know, you can hear people if they're talking about your boat, and maybe if they're talking about some fishing places. You know, so you can hear them if they're talking about your boat, maybe getting into your boat. Generally, I will put the cover on of my boat and set this in the middle of my boat so that it's watching everything it can hear around the boat. And hopefully some people will talk about how great their fishing day was, and you can get that kind of insight into maybe where they're fishing, what they're fishing, and so forth, especially if you're camping along a lot of other people. But okay, so some of the drawbacks of this system are that it's very sensitive to sound. So, you know, a lot of the places that you'll be staying are by major roads. And if you're by a major road with a lot of traffic, you're gonna hear that through this. And, you know, it's gonna come through your monitor over there. So maybe if you're rooming with a couple of extra guys, you know, they might not wanna hear the constant sound of, you know, trucks and motorcycles and all that driving by y'all's boat. So, you know, it works better in a little bit of a quieter situation. However, even in those situations, it will still work, and it will still work effectively. The other thing is sometimes there's interference. You know, a lot of these are like 2.4 gigahertz, something like that, and it will sometimes cut out. And so you might not be able to be in range. Maybe there's something in between you. I had like a shipping container in between my boat and my room, even though they were less than, you know, 100 feet apart, it was still getting interference from that. So, and of course, you know, you've got people's cell phones and probably other interference from other electrical devices in the nearby area, internet, so forth, that could interfere with this. I had that happen, and then I just kind of switched the cameras, and one camera worked a little bit better. This system is cheap, was about $100 I think. This is the Motorola system. With that sensitivity of the acoustics, you know, it's something that you might dial down to where you can't really hear it as well. And if you're asleep, the the video is not going to do you any good if you're asleep. So, you know, you really need that audio. You really need that power to be disconnected if something happens, because then it'll alert and send an alarm back to this. So just the distance that it'll work, that's kind of one of the drawbacks. Again, the sensitive acoustics could be a drawback, especially if you're a heavy sleeper. I mean, there were times where I was fishing at Santee Cooper, been out there all day long. I don't think a freight train would have woke me up had it come by. So, you know, you have to be sensitive and attuned to that if you're using this system. The first time I traveled, I most certainly was attuned to anything that was coming through this. But overall, I think it's a good system. It's a good starter system, especially if you hadn't had time to install anything else like the lock R bar system or a boat alarm. This is definitely something that will help you back up your security on your boat. So any questions about this down below? I'll post a link to Amazon to where you can buy one of these. So check that out. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all have a good one.